All right, how's it going, everyone? So, as you know, I'm always on the lookout for new and interesting indie combat sports games, whether it's, MMA games, kickboxing games, boxing. And this one got brought to my attention. One of my subscribers, I've got to thank for that. I wouldn't have known about it if it wasn't for him. Smoggy, Northern Smog, uploaded this trailer on his channel, so thanks, Smoggy, for that, putting it on my radar. I have already watched this trailer, so we'll go through it without me yapping. And then at the end, I'll just pull it back. We'll just have a little skim through, point out some things that interested me. It's only 133 in length, not too much, and it's pre-alpha this, by the way, so very early stages in its development. So, anything could change from, at any point during its development. So only a couple of people are working on this, I'd imagine. But I'm always supportive of, people making their own games. I've tried, dipped my toes in, and I realised I should have worked harder at school. Anyway, let's have a look at this trailer.
A clever man, a smart man, like yourself, puts his feelings aside, my love. My wife, yes, the past, the lost head. He's no good for anyone.
He cannot shake his past.
If I can have a word of him.
He's a good man. He's a liability.
I know someone, my lady. It will be done. For the order. Yes, that is much better. You think I don't want this? You must punch back. This is not a game. Stop running, you coward! The long road to glory is brutal. Arrogance. Greed. Don't you give up now. No shortcuts. This ain't just a fight, my love. One more. It's everything that leads to it.
Feels born free. Who do you choose to be? Do you?
We do not have to fight each other.
All right, so a couple of interesting bits and bobs in that, I thought. The first thing that stuck out to me, let me just pull this back, was the fluidity of the punches. The punches look pretty decent, and for combination punching, I like to see that I like to do that in combat sports games. That was how I like to play, or any combat sports gamers I play, is combination punches and how do they flow from one to the next punch. And obviously how the punches look in terms of animations. Let's have another little... before I go any further, I've committed the heinous act of subscribe, but I'm not liking the video. What the fuck's going on here? I can sort that out. So I like the settings of this as well. It looks very very underground, very dark, very dreary. I mean, look at this. Like, look at this lighting. You got like soldier-looking type people here. Got a guy in a cell. I wonder if there's been any inspiration drew from... the Fight Night Champion career in terms of the incarceration side of things.
Puts his feelings aside, my love. My wife, yes, the past, the lost head. He's no good for any.
That laugh, I know that laugh. What is that from? Let me just pull that. I know that laugh. I know what it is. I've got it on.
The lost head. He's no good.
Is that the laugh? Is that Joe Cox's laugh from the original RoboCop 1987 movie? I know that laugh. It's Joe Cox.
Head.
I'm pretty sure that's Joe Cox.
Cannot shake his past.
I can have a word of him.
So it looks like we've got this might be our protagonist, I'm not sure, but bit of a bad lad in his past by the looks of things. He's landed in some deep shit. Has he got to go through this sort of...
He's a liability.
I know someone, my lady.
For these people.
It will be done. For the order.
Now, this scene looks interesting to me. Let me just pull that back, frame by frame, pull it back. I don't want to go too far. This, to me, I think we're looking at here some hidden camera footage from one of Marshall Mind's many visits to EA headquarters. That was low-hanging fruit, that joke, wasn't it? Fucking hell. No, all jokes aside, like, this looks interesting. It's like like Illuminati kind of shit, you know what I mean? I'm all down for that. The first thing I think of is Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. I mean, I wondered if the sex part is going to be in, all that people just fucking each other in all different groups? Probably not, but, you know, we can hope have that in a boxing game. But yeah, this looks awesome. Like, I look at how moody this looks. I love the grittiness to it, and how, like, you know, it's not all like brightly lit stadiums and, you know, okay, like whenever I see two men running on a beach like that, I immediately think of Rocky 3. I wonder if there's a Rocky 3 inspiration for that scene there. Nice flow on those combination punches there. See, I like the flow of some of those shots. Fired in some straight punches on the heavy bag there. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang.
That is much better.
Look at that. That was a nice... I like the liver shot animation. The left hook to the body. You know, I love that. It's the name of my channel, for God's sake. Bit of bare knuckle going on here. Look at this. No gloves on compared to this lad. But I do like those animations on the liver shot and the straights as well.
Yes, that is much
Bit of turning in the hips. See, for me, like... if boxing games right out the gate for success or any chance of success need to have good head movement. That's one of the first bricks of the foundation, and good solid punch mechanics. That's your next brick in the foundation, and you know, things like footwork along the way. But the golden two for me is head work and foot move. Fucking can't speak. Head movements and punching mechanics, and I'm liking both of those so far.
Yes, that is much better.
There's that liver shot. I like that. Bit of straightening in the pocket. Nice right straight. Another thing there. Pull that back again.
That is much better.
Bit of headgear. I always want to see this in games when you're training. Bit of headgear. Just adds to the immersion. Adds to the just a lot of little details can go a long way, rather than just like one big fucking detail and then nothing. Do you know what I mean? Lots of little things can make up the cake. Do you know what I'm saying? It make no sense. But I appreciate stuff like that. Nice right straight there. Bit of a BPM thing going on here. So I don't know if this is... I imagine this is going to be incorporated into the action. Looks like some training going on here, maybe. It's shadow boxing in the... it's like a fucking dungeon, this. Like a Bloodborne dungeon. Look at this. I love it. Look how dark and depressing it looks. It's I love the look. Like I say, it's not big Riyadh season. I mean, maybe you get there in your career, or it's got nothing to do with any of that. You're just fighting in some, like, I don't know, underground, you know, Illuminati-esque fight, this tournament or whatever. I don't know. I'm just fan fiction in this already.
Naughty game.
See, the arenas look nice and dirty. That's a nice combination, that. Always appreciate that. The 1-2 into the liver shot. See that again. Bang, bang. Rip into the liver. Oh, big left hook there. See, I like that. Bit of head movements. It's only pre-alpha footage there, so that's a good sign already. It sounds like they've got an idea of fundamentals that should be in the game. That's it. I like that. Slipping off the jab there. Countering with that left straight. Beautiful. Yeah, get that weight up there. Get those reps in. Bit of training. Let's have another look at that. Bit of button mashing. I love this. I'm an old school fan of button mashing in training games. Love to see that. Get that weight up there. Get it up there. Laying into the heavy bag. Oh, nice right straight down the pipe. More mini games. Bit of chin ups. Bit of jogging on the beach. There's that BPM meter. I like that. The flow of that right uppercut left hook there. I like that. You know, there's a boxing game that shall not be named. That the Voldemort of fucking boxing games that fucked up those two fundamentals that I was talking about right out of the gate. Head movements and punches. They fucked them up royal. You know what I mean? And it's still fucked by the sound of things. But this flows nicely. Look at that. Bang. Fuck off. Right uppercut. Nicely into the left hook. I like a little bit of rotation on the hips there. I like that. They're not just stood square like fucking Michael Keaton's Batman. Bang. Look at that. Ripping that left hook to the head. Pulling it off in the fight. Bang, bang. Irons him out. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking a bit of promise. This scene looks very Tyson-esque, that scene to me there. Huge stacked black fella, dimly lit, just uncorking hammers trying to murder someone. Let's have another look at that. Little bit of head movements in between the combo there. Jab, little slip off, and then fire on the right straight. Like a bit of head movement mid-combination. That's like, it's nice to see. All right, that's the end of that. I'm going to keep my eye to this. It's looking piqued me interest enough for me to want to see how this turns out. There's a couple of boxing games that are in development. The lads at Overhand Interactive have gone quiet, which worries me a little bit. It's been a while, but I'm always on, like I say at the start, always on the lookout for new indie titles, and it's my hat goes off to anyone who tries to do this shit for themselves. And if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself sometimes, and it might be what the people behind this are trying to do. Like I say, I dipped my toe into the Unreal Engine trying to make my own kickboxing game, and I fell at the first few hurdles because my maths is fucking terrible, and you need a bit of good mathematics. I was doing it all myself. I had some good punch animations in place for some of the strikes, but I abandoned it pretty early. I haven't got the brain power for that shit. Leave that to the pros. Well, yeah, this is from Truthbound Interactive. Go and give them a sub. Give them a like. Give them a subscribe. I think they have got a Discord right at the top of the description box there. A new boxing game in early development, built for the people, by the people. Support us by liking, subscribing, and sharing our content. Get on board with it. Go and have a talk about it on the Discord and all that. See what you think. All right. I'll say best of luck to them with this. Keep your fingers crossed for you lads, and I hope it goes well for you. And I'll be following this very closely. All right. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.